So today's video, I'm actually going to be reacting to my opponent's training footage. He's not really put much out, but all the clips he has put out, I've compiled them all together, and we're going to be reacting to each individual one today, you know, in the build-up to our fight, which is on the 27th of May on the SCB 002 show. So if you guys haven't seen already, it's going to be live streamed on youtube.com/@SCBoxing. I will put the link in the description below for those of you who can't make it to the event. But for now, let's react to JST and his training videos. So this is one of the first sparring videos that he put out. He's actually sparring a southpaw as well. Time. Right, you go on, Brett. Right. Open there one. Yeah, let me just point a couple of things out here, right? There are a few things that show that he doesn't understand how to fight against the southpaw. Do I point them out now because this video is going to go before the fight? Yeah, I'll point them out. Okay, so first and foremost, right, he's letting the southpaw control him. Southpaw is on the outside of JST here. Bear in mind this southpaw that he's actually sparring looks about, I don't know, about maybe 12 stone at the most. Small guy. If JST is 6'3", like he says, look at the size difference in the legs. You can tell this guy's a lot lighter. Very inexperienced as well. Both of them. Both have got the hands down. You know, I think JST is definitely going to be in for a rude awakening. But from start to finish of this little thing here between him and the southpaw's in control. And to be fair, the southpaw's not doing very well either. Southpaw's moving to his left, but still being able to maintain the outside. JST looks almost like he doesn't know whether to go cross arm or peekaboo in this, and it shows, and it means he leaves his chin open quite a lot. So inexperienced there, but again, the guy is actually inexperienced. He might have trained really hard for this fight, but on this video, first one he ever put up, looks inexperienced. Time. Right, you go. At one point there, he actually looked away as well. Let's have a look just before it said time. Just there then, he looked away, right? This guy was about to throw a left hand and he looked away. You look away when a left hand's coming, you're going to sleep. Time. Right, you go on, Brett. Okay, so open now they do an instant swap here as well. Open spot. Let's go. So now he's sparring against an orthodox fighter. This orthodox fighter looks pretty good. Got his hands up. Looks like he's taking it nice and light with JST. Like just tapping him out. Does look a little bit lighter. Not by much, probably about cruiserweight maybe. So what I could see there, like, I mean, JST's pushing forward in straight lines, just straight lines, very amateur. And I'm not saying amateur is inexperienced, I'm saying the amateur style is in and out, in straight lines, flurries of punches in and back out. Yeah, straight line, bang. Right? And even after holding that jab out for so long, pushing forward for about 3 steps, when he threw his right hand, he missed. You know what I mean? Hugging on. You know, so definitely very inexperienced there. You can see against the southpaw, he doesn't really know much. But again, this is the first video that he posted to social media, to Twitter, that we were able to find. Let's go and take a look at the next one now. He does only post short clips. Again, you can see the guy sparring has got a little bit of experience. You can see his hands are up. He's only throwing very light punches, and he can switch as well. So the guy starts this round in southpaw, right? There you go. He's stood southpaw now. He's slipping under, rolling. This has got to be just like a tap spar, working on a little bit of technique maybe, because honestly, there's zero power in JST's punches there. Although, listen, I will say I don't think he possesses much power anyway, because he's not a natural heavyweight, okay? Some people are built naturally as a heavyweight. He is not one of them. He looks like a guy who's been extremely overweight. But I'll tell you now, like, one thing I will say, I've seen recent photos and he looks like he's lost a lot of weight. So congratulations to him for that great weight loss journey. caught the body shot there, turns his opponent. So, you know, these are all things you got to take note of. When the guy's pushing on him, what does he do? Turns him, uses his weight and his power to turn the guy, right? The only thing is, like, I weigh more than JST. I'm bigger than JST in all aspects. Is he going to be able to wrestle me around like that? If he does, it's because I'll let him. So what we have to remember is JST's obviously been informed by his coach or someone in his team to, you know, not be posting too much on social media. Don't give too much away. Fair enough, right? But he's been posting like 2-second clips. So this is a 2-second clip of him hitting a water bag. Let's take a look. Did that bag really move? Was there any power in them shots? Not really. One thing I will spot as well is when he's throwing these punches, watch his feet. His feet are pretty much flat, yeah? It's like he's throwing things from his hip rather than his legs. He's not using his feet to push off in any way. Yeah, I mean, inexperience will do that to a person. Like, if you're not experienced enough to know how to use your legs to maximize power, or even just to, like, you know, add a little bit more movement into your punches or swing your hips a little bit more, it's not happening for him. He's throwing punches with his hands down. He's not doing any of this. He's not twisting his legs. He's not doing anything really to generate power. If he's going for speed, then that's not a very fast combination. Ba, ba, ba. Should be like ba, ba, ba. If you're going for speed, ba, ba, ba. But no, that is definitely not powerful. It's definitely not, you know, speedy. His footwork looks a little bit off. He looks a little bit stagnant. His hands are low. But again, these are older videos and we're building up to the most recent ones, okay? Okay, so the videos started to get a little bit longer as he started to post more. Maybe he had a little bit more that he wanted to showcase, I don't know. But this one's 11 seconds long. Let's watch it. So again, I will say this, right? I mean, he's in and out. As I mentioned earlier, very amateurish, right? The in and out, flurries of punches. It seems that's what he's doing here on the bag. But he's throwing punches with his hands low. He's actually doing bag work with a head guard on as well. Unless this is just him keeping warm between sparring rounds. I don't know. But it is definitely strange to be doing bag work with your head guard on. Unless he's trying to condition himself to wearing a head guard. I don't know. But again, watch his footwork. It's just sort of... When he jumps out as well, like, he should honestly be taking that extra step back off his back foot as well, watch. Because what he's doing, he's bringing both of his feet together and then stepping back out. If I see him doing that, like, I'm going to lead in with a straight left or maybe a hook to the body or something, you'll be more chance of falling over, off balance when your feet are closer together. And again, look, as he's jumped out, maybe he thinks he's out of range. Well, how does he know he's not going to get the pressure from me in those moments? His hands are low. His chin looks a little bit up in the air. He's quite square on, and his feet are together in between flurries. And I will say this, his flurries just aren't anything special at all either. 4 straight punches up the front. How many times do you think you're going to be able to land 4 straight punches up the front without catching a hook? Yeah? 1 straight punch slipped out the way and a hook. I mean, it's basic, innit? Maybe a jab, straight hook. I don't know, maybe throwing uppercuts at the end, who knows. But 4 up the front is definitely a little bit wild when you're coming up against someone who possesses power. Me. As I said, the videos started getting a little bit longer. This is 16 seconds long. Let's take a look at what he's up to here.
Up and down.
So he's getting instructions there as well from whoever's recording to say up and down, probably meaning head and body. And then the follow-up punches after that were awful. But he's leaning on the bag. Like, if he's not going to be able to lean on me like that. If he does, again, it's because I'm probably wanting a little bit of a breather. No matter how fit you are in a fight, if you've, you know, pushed yourself a little bit in the round, you need that breather. So maybe you hold on to each other, maybe, you know, you lean on each other, whatever. But if that's him working on the inside, it's just not very good at all. There's no power in them shots. And again, it's hard to see because of the angle of the video. But look, when he's throwing hooks on the inside here, and look at his feet. There's no twist in his feet at all, yeah? So he's not pushing off his legs to get any power in them shots, which means that we can only assume that he's trying to go for speed here. And when it comes to speed, that is not fast. And again, he's not looking either. Like, I get, you know, if you're leaning on your opponents, but look where his head is. I'll tell you now, in that position there, what do you think? His left hand's low, his right hand's up, and he's looking away. Simple uppercut will go straight through there and bop him right on the nose. We've already seen that JST can get a bit of a bloody nose anyway because he posted a picture of it. Maybe this is what caused it. Because that right there, you know, it's awful. Yes, this other hand here, the right hand, will be protecting him from any oncoming punches straight. If someone steps over and bang, you know what I mean? You're coming up against a southpaw who's going to be stepping on the outside and catching you right here. This is a big, wide open area for me to land a big right hook. And he's not looking. Do you know what I mean? Even after throwing the punches, I don't care if you're on the bag, don't care if you're sparring, doing pads, your hands should be up at all times. And not one video yet have we seen JST with his hands up, right? And his feet again there, very close together. And it's like he's sort of jumping up a little bit with his punches, flat-footed, absolutely nothing, not on his toes, there's no push off his legs whatsoever. Another video of him sparring against this lad who can switch, who seems pretty good. Let's see how he gets on here. Oof. Oh, God. So I want to point something out straight away. Like, I mean, what's he punching? This guy who he's sparring's got a head guard on, so punch him in the bloody face, will ya? Watch this. He's cross-arming this, by the way, so that'll be why his left hand's low. But it's like, this here is not right. You shouldn't have your hand there, you know. If you're going to swing it, but swing it in front of your body so you can protect your body as well. So them punches there, let's have a watch of this. Let's just see where they're landing. Is he just punching the guy's arm? Did he just punch the guy's arm? Yeah? Watch. He hit him in the shoulder, elbow, hand. Like, his face is wide open. This guy here in the white head guard, his face is wide open. Why didn't he punch him in the face? Hey, listen, you can punch my guard all you want, Jay. Honestly. Hey, I'll take that. It's not a point scored at all if you're hitting someone's guard, though. Unlucky. And that, you know, when we saw him on the bag before, throwing that 4-punch up the front, that's pretty much what it looks like in real time against somebody in the ring, right? So, bear in mind, this is actually fairly new footage because it's since he got his new boots, as you can see here. He's got them fly boots, which, by the way, I was going to get until I saw that he bought them, so I'm lucky. Now I've got to stick with me Adidas boots, unfortunately, but I'll still dance rings around it in them, no problem. So yeah, he's coming up against the guy here. His hands are low. I mean, he's going for the cross arm, so it's almost like he's been taught cross arm a little bit later on, and he keeps switching between cross arm and peekaboo. It's not good. You know, he needs to stick with one or the other. I've been sparring guys who use cross arm. Our gym's very big on using cross arm. I can use cross arm if I want. I don't like it, but I can still use it if I need to. And I just think that everything is going in my favour here with what he's capable of. So let's just watch this one last time. He thinks he's moving his head as well, I will say, like that there. See that little... Like, that's not going to do anything. You're not getting out the way of anything by twitching your head like that whatsoever. As he throws his jab, he drops his right hand as well. Even his coach is telling him, you know, keep that right hand up as well. I reckon this guy here could properly tee off on JST and ruin him. Maybe he's the one who gave him the bloody nose and bruised eye. Another little video of them sparring, let's see. Oh yeah, I can live with that. Right, let's watch again. I'm going to pause it on the moment that I found very good. Right. There. What's his right hand doing down there by his nipple? Yeah, so he's thrown his jab. Bear in mind, look where his jab's gone to. His jab's gone to the guard, right? Not to the face, but to the guard. He's punching low. He's overstretched on his legs there, like stepped really far forward in that. So he's going to have to really stretch to get back out. His right hand's low, wide open for a right hook, left hook. Doesn't matter in that situation. I could slip that jab, hit him on the body. I could slip to the left, hit him with an uppercut. His right hand's not protecting him in any way. So he's gone from being cross-armed to having no guard at all when he throws that jab. It's a very common thing, by the way. You know, I do it occasionally where you throw your jab and you know, your other hand comes down. It's like a motion. Makes you feel almost like you're reaching further. You're not. And it's proven here that you're not. You know, he's had to really stretch with his legs. His whole stance and everything. He's wide open for a hook that will put him on his ass. Well and truly. There's just no vindictiveness in his punches whatsoever. So you watch here from here, watch the punches thrown. He's hitting the glove, like he's literally punching the glove, like just touching the glove. Hit him in the face, you know, whip a body shot in, whatever. This guy's very experienced. Unless JST's nervous about throwing punches in case he knows what's coming back. I've seen that happen a couple of times in the gym with people. You don't want to throw anything in case they get hit back. So that's how it seems. So that little step there was pretty good, and I'll give him that. But whilst he's doing it, there was no head movement, and he drops his hands. Watch this. Because what happens there is, as he does it, he does land his punch, by the way. But his opponent times it, look. Opponent's already throwing before Jay throws, watch. Opponent lands just on the little bottom of his chin there. And Jay only just lands because of it. So yeah, the little foot movement looks good. His hands were low and he wasn't fast enough and he didn't really move his hips enough to avoid that jab whilst doing it. So this is actually another clip of him trying to do that little step shimmy to the right, throwing the right hand. And he follows up with a couple more afterwards, but he's still getting caught. Watch this. So it's a different clip. Looks identical because watch. Right? His opponent, again, has already thrown the jab. Now, bear in mind, his opponent's standing orthodox in this, so, I mean, it'll be slightly different. But when you're working on things in sparring, and you're coming up against a southpaw opponent, yeah, you shouldn't be working on things against an orthodox. It makes absolutely zero sense. So all these little side steps he's doing, they're not really going to pay off for him on fight night. But watch, bang, bang, gets caught. He lands his punch as well. But his opponent again lands his jab. He follows up, bang, bang, bang. Again, no vindictiveness in the shot, and he's just tapping guard. He's not trying to hit his opponent. He's just tapping his opponent's hands. Yeah. And if he is aiming for it, listen, like a little bit of advice. Aim for the top of the head guard, Jay. Yeah, point scored. Top of the head guard, point scored. If you're aiming for here, right? It's not a point scored if I catch it with my hand, okay? Just a little bit of advice for you, because you're going to need it. Now, the clips started to get a little bit shorter again, haven't they? But we'll still watch them. No problem. At least this guy here is southpaw, by the way. Let's watch it again. Right. So listen, JST actually posted this talking about, like, you know, hit and don't get hit. About ducking and weaving and whatnot, right? So let's watch him duck and weave. His opponent's landed 3 jabs so far and a straight left. Jay's now backed up into the corner and rolls out the way of nothing, really. Yeah? So when he does that roll, his opponent's already tapped him with something there. Then Jay rolls over nothing, under nothing. So hit and don't get hit. You got hit 4 times, right? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. Against a very small southpaw as well. And again, one thing to point out is this southpaw is controlling this ring, yeah? Look at this. Look at this leg here. This right here. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Yeah? So this guy's been able to step on the outside of JST, putting JST in a position where he's now got to move onto the opponent's left hand. So, yeah, JST decides instead of moving left or right, move back in a straight line, which, again, the guy's following him up, hit the left hand as well, and still maintains the outside here with his right foot. And even only just then was Jay about to maybe get on the outside, but he stood on his foot. Inexperienced. This is the most recent video he's put out, okay? He's getting excited for fight night. He's putting out some clips, but let's watch it. Let's just see how he gets on with the pad work. Okay, so we got some pad work there where he's, you know, stepping back, throwing the uppercuts. That works, you know, if somebody's like overextending, they try and throw a punch, you step out the way, catch them on the chin, because usually if someone overextends, the chin's up in the air. But everything he's doing here is almost designed for a orthodox opponent. Okay, the step back, and then the hand there. The hand wouldn't even, like, unless he's got me on the inside, which he won't, that's not going to land, okay? He's just going to leave himself open for the left hook. But look where his hands are as well. Bear in mind, right, when we've seen him doing a bit of sparring, he's cross-arm. When we see him on the bag, sometimes he's cross-arm, sometimes he's peekaboo. When we see him on the pads, he's peekaboo. So where are these punches coming from? Where's his guard? You know, his chin's up in the air, look at that. Chin is right up in the air. Hands are low. He doesn't really avoid him, doesn't move his head, just steps back with a little tiny step, by the way. So you got to remember, like, if I've got a longer reach than him, which based on certain aspects I've heard that he's actually got a longer reach than me, but still, if I'm able to actually throw my punches properly, he's not getting out the way. Watch the pad man as well. This is something I wanted to say. When the pad man's throwing that faint jab with the pad for Jay to then move out the way of, he doesn't extend his arm fully. Right? And Jay almost gets caught by it and then throws that. But just before he throws it, right? Watch this motion now. Hand down, chin up. And then even after he throws it, when he does throw it, when it lands, his, his left hand comes up. It does come up. There. So he's protecting himself just as it lands. And then the second it's landed, his hands come down, both of them. That's where you need to protect yourself. If you land something and it's not effective, you need to have your hands up. Right there, he's wide open for so much pain. Okay, told a lie before. This is actually the most recent video. Okay. That's like a final push, that, yeah? So that's right at the end of a session. You can tell he's had a hard session. Listen to his at the end. Listen to it deteriorate. Yeah, but that's a final push. So, you know, no judgment here. You put it all in the gym. If you're not putting it all in to the point where you end up like that, then you're not training hard enough. It's simple as that. So, you know, one thing I will say at this point is, you know, JST, I've seen photos of before and after, so congratulations, man. You've put in a lot of hard work. You have definitely lost a lot of weight, and I think, you know, there is a future for you in boxing. I think you've bitten off more than you can chew fighting me. I do think that I'm going to win on fight night on May 27th, and whether that's by stoppage or points, we'll have to wait and find out. I've already made my prediction, which will be posted on the 28th, no matter the outcome. I recorded it on the 20th of this month, so guys, listen, if you want to know what my prediction was, hit that subscribe button for me. Make sure you share this video as well, me reacting to my opponent's training footage, and I'll see you all on the 27th of May over on youtube.com/@SCBoxing. The link is in the description below if you want to watch me absolutely annihilate JST.